Good evening. Tonight, we bring you a story that marks the end of an era in American automotive history. Today, September 19th, 2025, Volkswagen announced it is pulling out of the US market, a decision that will echo across the nation for years to come. This isn't just about losing a car brand. It's a shockwave for the American auto industry, sending ripples through every corner of the sector. The news hit hard, leaving workers, car owners, and politicians scrambling to understand what comes next and how to respond. Volkswagen's pre-dawn press release confirmed a phased withdrawal from all US sales and manufacturing, starting in early 2026. The company cited shifting global priorities and challenging market conditions. For decades, Volkswagen has been woven into American life, from the iconic Beetle that became a symbol of the 1960s, to the Chattanooga-built electric cars that represented the future of mobility. The idea of American highways without new Volkswagens is, for many, almost unthinkable. These cars have been part of family road trips, daily commutes, and countless memories. This move raises tough questions about the health of our economy and America's role in global manufacturing. What does it mean for our workforce and for the communities that depend on these jobs? Foreign automakers like Volkswagen invested billions here, creating jobs and supporting communities across the country, from factory floors to local businesses. The Chattanooga plant is more than a factory. It's the heart of a community, a place where generations have built not just cars, but livelihoods and futures. When a company of this size leaves, it creates a vacuum, affecting not just assembly line workers, but suppliers, truck drivers, sales staff, mechanics, and countless small businesses that rely on the auto industry. The departure is a blow to the idea of global partnership, raising concerns about the future of international cooperation and investment. Is this a unique problem or a sign of a deeper crisis in the American auto industry? Are other companies at risk of following suit? Tonight, we break down what this means for you, your job, and the future of the American dream. Stay with us as we explore the impact and what lies ahead. Why would Volkswagen make such a drastic move? The company cited a perfect storm of challenges. High labor and manufacturing costs in the US made it hard to compete with plants in Mexico or Europe. Navigating two sets of environmental regulations, federal and California's stricter rules, added complexity and cost. Uncertainty around emissions targets and slow EV infrastructure rollout made long-term planning nearly impossible. Competition intensified, with American automakers pushing new EVs and Asian brands flooding the market with lower-cost models. Volkswagen was squeezed in the middle, struggling to maintain market share. The shadow of Dieselgate never fully faded, damaging trust and adding to the pressure. In the end, the fight became too hard. Behind every job lost is a human story, a family affected, a community shaken, and dreams put on hold. These are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, but real people facing real challenges. Over 4,000 workers at the Chattanooga plant now face an uncertain future, unsure of how they'll support their loved ones or pay their bills in the months ahead. The impact ripples out. Suppliers, logistics firms, and local businesses all feel the pain. Every lost job means less spending at local shops, fewer deliveries, and more empty storefronts. This multiplier effect can cripple a city like Chattanooga, threatening the stability of neighborhoods and the vibrancy of the local economy. For car buyers, less competition could mean higher prices and fewer choices. Families may have to delay buying a new car or settle for less than they hoped for. Millions of current Volkswagen owners may struggle to find parts and service, despite promises of continued support. Routine maintenance could become more expensive and time-consuming. The broader impact? Volkswagen's exit sends a negative signal to other international companies considering US investment, making them think twice about setting up shop here. It raises doubts about the stability and profitability of doing business here, and could discourage future investments that create jobs and fuel growth. This could lead to an investment chill, slowing job growth and economic progress not just in Chattanooga, but across the region. The loss isn't just local, it's national. Communities across America could face similar struggles if this trend continues. America's standing as a global economic leader is at stake, as our ability to attract and retain international business is tested. The question now, how do we respond? Our choices today will shape the future for workers, families, and the nation as a whole. The political reaction was immediate and polarized. Former President Trump called Volkswagen's exit a betrayal, blaming Biden's policies and promising tariffs on foreign cars. President Biden expressed disappointment, announced a federal task force for affected workers, and reaffirmed his commitment to building the future of the auto industry in America. The divide is clear. Trump's economic nationalism versus Biden's focus on green technology and global competition. Trump's camp wants tariffs and protectionism. Biden's team bets on innovation and investment. The Volkswagen crisis is now a symbol in the debate over America's economic future. Which path will secure American jobs and leadership? The answer will shape the next era of U.S. industry. Volkswagen's exit from the U.S. market could be the first domino to fall in a much larger shift for the entire auto industry. This move signals more than just one company's decision. It could be the start of a trend that reshapes the landscape of American car manufacturing. Other foreign automakers are now watching closely, weighing their options and questioning if the U.S. market is truly worth the rising costs and regulatory hurdles. The uncertainty is making global companies rethink their long-term strategies. If more companies decide to leave, it could trigger a crisis of confidence throughout the industry, sending shockwaves through the economy and affecting thousands of jobs. Over 600 Volkswagen dealerships now face closure or forced consolidation, threatening not only local businesses, but also reducing consumer choice and impacting entire communities that rely on these jobs. American giants like Ford and GM might see a short-term boost in sales, but they're not immune. They face the same challenges: rising production costs, tough new regulations, and fierce competition from electric vehicle startups and established global brands. The industry stands at a crossroads, as the rapid shift to electric vehicles is changing everything, from the types of jobs available to the structure of supply chains and the skills workers need. Electric vehicles require fewer workers to assemble, accelerating the debate about the future of manufacturing and raising concerns about job losses in traditional auto plants. The big question now is whether the U.S. can attract new investment for battery and EV plants, or if those high-tech, high-paying jobs will end up going overseas to countries with lower costs. The answer to this question will determine whether the American auto industry continues to thrive and innovate, or if it shrinks and loses its global influence. The stakes couldn't be higher, as the future of American manufacturing and economic leadership hangs in the balance. The search for solutions is on. Priority 1. Support workers with targeted retraining for high-demand green jobs. Federal and state partnerships with community colleges can help workers transition to roles in clean energy and EV infrastructure. America must also become more attractive for manufacturing, streamlining regulations and offering incentives for battery and semiconductor plants. Innovation is key. Invest in R&D for next-gen batteries, efficient motors, and automotive software. Government can fund research and foster partnerships between automakers and tech startups. Labor and management must work together, forging new agreements that balance fair wages with competitiveness. This crisis is a chance to build a new partnership for the future. The goal, a resilient, innovative American auto industry. America has a history of overcoming economic setbacks. The empty Chattanooga plant is both a loss and an opportunity. Imagine it as a hub for EV startups or self-driving tech. This crisis is a wake-up call, forcing us to confront the realities of a changing global economy. It could spark a new era of American innovation and industrial policy. The path forward requires leadership, investment in people, and a shared vision. We've adapted before: steel, textiles, and can do it again. The workers who built Volkswagens can build the next generation of clean energy tech. The final chapter isn't written yet. Our response will define the future. American manufacturing can be a vital part of what's next. The road ahead is long, but together, we can rebuild and reinvent.